They have also the 15-mile road Sterling Heights one been completely remodeled. Check it out. So join today. Like I said, 24 cents down, and you got it. It's Planet Fitness. It's judgment-free zone.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ 24-hour traffic center, well, we've had the warning. Now that it's here, slowing down is the only way you're going to get through this morning. Let me get you started. Northbound I-275 to Stacker M14. Huge slowdown. The crash is blocking out the left lane, left shoulder, and right lane there. You've also got eastbound 94 after M10, where the right lane is blocked. Eastbound 94 at Woodward. Right shoulder is blocked by an accident across that stretch as well. I'm Val Berry with traffic.
The Lions are going to San Francisco.
The Detroit Lions face the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Championship game. Lions game day starts Sunday at 3:30 on 97.1 The Ticket. 97.1 The Ticket's Thursday Football Feast with Rojo and Rieger. Live broadcast this and every Thursday during Lions season. Brought to you by Miller Lite, proud partner of your Detroit Lions. Go to the 971theticket.com events page to see where to meet us out. And you can win a pair of Lions tickets in the Miller Lite tap room.
This Odyssey.com Sports Minute is brought to you by Northville Lumber.
This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Nick Dunlap's life has changed since the 20-year-old Alabama sophomore won the American Express tournament as an amateur Sunday. After zooming up from number 4,129 to world number 68, Dunlap withdrew from Wednesday's Torrey Pines event to celebrate with family, friends, and teammates in Tuscaloosa. So when will he turn pro, and what will the Saudis offer him? I'm Boomer Esiason.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season. I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Like you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text JUDGE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone-boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text JUDGE to 42424. That's JUDGE to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
In order for small businesses to thrive, they need to be smart, efficient, savvy, staying ahead of the market at every turn, finding ways to do more with less, and taking advantage of every opportunity that comes their way. That's why Comcast Business is introducing the Small Business Bonus. For a limited time, you can get up to a $1,000 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle when you switch to Comcast Business, the company with the largest, fastest, reliable network. So if you're a small business owner, don't wait. Call or go online to learn about the $1,000 bonus today.
Give your business a head start in 2024. Get started with internet and security for $49 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement when you add one unlimited mobile line. Call or go online to switch today. Ends 2/21/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 100 megabits per second internet and security edge. EcoBill and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
At Genesis Credit Union, you can count on us.
Oh.
Well, count the reasons. With Genius Checking, you'll get 5.25% APY.
Okay, that's one.
And you can earn nearly $400 per year.
That's two.
You'll also get debit rewards.
That's three.
Plus mobile banking and card controls.
That's four.
Just open an account online at genesiscu.org or stop by one of their 29 locations.
That's five. And that's genius.
That's Genesis. Federally insured by the NCUA. Annual percentage yield paid on average daily balance up to $7,500. Rate subject to change anytime. Contact us for details.
Are you a man facing divorce but want to avoid losing your house, your money, and your kids? This is attorney Brent Boyer from ADAM, the American Divorce Association for Men. With our proven advice, we can help you avoid problems before they start. Call us at 248-356-2326. That's 248-356-ADAM.
Hey everybody, it's Jeff Rieger. Never miss the biggest story of the day with the Daily Ticket. We're your home for everything Detroit sports. The Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, Pistons, even Michigan or Michigan State. Follow the Daily Ticket on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The Detroit Pistons host the Charlotte Hornets. Pre-game tomorrow night at 6:35 on 97.1 The Ticket.
Last night, the Pistons lost to the Milwaukee Bucks, 122-113. They led by a bucket with about 5.5 minutes left, and Milwaukee went on a 15-4 run. Giannis with a triple-double, 31, 17, and 10. Marcus Sasser, 23 points off the bench. Keeps Stu off the bench as well with 19. They're competing, but they just can't figure out a way to close it out. Also last night in the NBA, Joel Embiid had a 70-piece last night. That's right, 70 points, franchise record. Philly beats San Antonio. Wemby had 33 in his first matchup with Embiid. Embiid was 24-41. He was also 21-23 from the line. And it's so remarkable because most big guys can't shoot free throws like he can. He said he didn't play that well. He missed too many shots. That's a franchise record. By the way, he has 30 points or more in 21 straight games.
Yep.
That's absurd. And also, Karl Anthony Towns had 62 last night, but they blew a big lead and they lost. Minnesota losing to Charlotte 128-125. Must be something with the date, because January 22nd, which was yesterday, so you had a 70-piece by Embiid, 62 from Towns. That's the date 18 years ago. 18 years ago, Kobe Bryant had 81. Wings tonight, taking on the Dallas Stars. Dallas is a good team. It'd be a good win tonight for the Wings. And John Jansen will be there on the glass. So if you're watching the game on Bally's, look for John Jansen. He'll be hammering the glass with his kids.
So what's the etiquette? Like, just so I know, and I let Jack know. Like, can I pound on the glass the entire game?
Well, you wouldn't want to pound on it when it's down the other end. But when it's in front of you, you would
over here!
Yeah.
But as soon as it comes to you, you can beat on the glass.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Right. Just want to make sure that I'm not doing something that will embarrass myself.
Right. Maybe, I wonder, to let the Red Wings know that you'll be there, because they sometimes have a celebrity start the game with like a horn or something.
I'm not worried about that. I just want
I know you're not worried about it.
I want to get some food. I want to sit down. I want to start pounding the glass. I want to win. I just want to enjoy it. And it's more about Jack and his buddy Jack. We're going to have 2 Jacks.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
All right. Hi, Jack. Hi, Jack.
Yep.
Hi, Jack. All right. Shannon Sharp on ESPN's First Take yesterday. I don't know if he ruffled any feathers, but they were discussing what is the biggest story in these playoffs of the final 4 teams that are in it. Of course, the Lions, the Niners, the Ravens, and the Chiefs. And both Stephen A. and Dan O. said, Dan Orlovsky said the Lions, which we agree with. He's a little biased, but even taking that aside, I mean, the fact it's the first time they've been there since 1991 season, January 9th.
They've never won it.
Right, never won the Super Bowl. That's the story. A team started 3-13-1, 2 seasons ago. Then they progressed to 9-8
last year.
Yes.
1-6.
And now they're 1 game away from the Super Bowl. To me, that's the biggest story.
Yeah.
But Shannon Sharp says it was Lamar Jackson, because all the doubters and the drafting where people thought he'd be a wide receiver. Told him he can't play quarterback in this league.
He was still taken in the first round of the NFL draft.
Right.
1 of 32 picks in the first round of the NFL draft. And I know that there were dissenters who said, hey, no, you should play wide receiver. You should play running back. You can't play quarterback. Well, it only takes 1 team. And we talk about that all the time. It only takes 1 team to fall in love with you. It only takes 1 individual to fall in love with you. And on the course of your career, you seem to follow that guy around or that individual around because they don't want to be wrong, but they also believe what they saw on film. And it was Ozzie Newsome that took the chance on Lamar Jackson, and it's worked out in large part for the Baltimore Ravens. Now, it hasn't resulted in a Super Bowl, and he has been banged up the last couple of years. He's healthy. Now, this is going to be his 2nd year as NFL MVP. And I think, did I see this stat right? He will be, if he is named MVP this year, which I believe most people think he is, the youngest 2-time winner of the NFL MVP award. I believe that nobody's won it twice under the age of 30 is what I think I remember hearing. I will double check that. But the argument over, okay, there's other stories as well.
Yes.
In regard to, how about Kyle Shanahan? Like, I mean, offensive coordinator in Atlanta, 28-3. And now he's the coach there, and you're looking at it going, okay, can he actually win one? Or is he going to be up again and then lose, you know, if he gets to the Super Bowl? You've got...
I think Lamar's a better story than Kyle Shanahan.
Oh, but I'm talking about other stories, all right? Jared Goff, all right, the story of him.
Correct.
And the resurrection of his career. Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, all of these stories, but they all pale in comparison to, I think, what are the two biggest stories. That's Lamar Jackson for the Baltimore Ravens. But that, even in and of itself, pales in comparison to what Detroit Lions fans have suffered, lived through, and lived with.
Not even close.
Over the past, you know, over the course of insert age that you are.
Yes, exactly.
The age of your lifetime.
Right.
This is not a 6-year deal or 5-year deal, whatever it is that Lamar Jackson's been in the NFL. He was still a first-round pick. Yes. This is 65 years for Mike Stone. This is 47 years for John Jansen. Right. Like, however long you've been alive, this is as long as this story has been ongoing.
Correct.
That's the thing he did here, though. He looked at it in retrospect. Yeah. I mean, it is a great story what Lamar did. Lamar bet on himself. I'll admit I was critical of him on how he handled things. I was critical of him that his family, his mom, and they were representing themselves. But they made a lot of, decisions that aren't typical. They kind of did things their own way, and guess what? It worked. He was right. The only time I've ever been real critical of Lamar, like I question whether Lamar can win a Super Bowl because he's right on that line of runner equals passer in my mind, and you've never really seen a quarterback like that win it. I mean, even Hurts last year was probably going to be the most running quarterback to ever win one, and it's actually what cost him the game was when he fumbled. You know, Sharp is he's just clueless here because he's just looking at it in terms of
he's not a fan.
The football story maybe just within this year instead of including.
Well, but within
past,
this year, but he didn't even try and keep it just this year. He was talking about the draft of Lamar Jackson.
That's the problem, and you're different because you grew up here, you went to school here and all that. But a lot of the former athletes who are on TV, while their expertise is really good and they're good on the air, they put their fan days behind them and they're not fans anymore. They don't, I think a lot of former athletes, because they've actually played the game and they know it so well and have gone through the wars, they don't feel the pain that the fans feel once they're even in a retired situation. And so they can't relate. How's Shannon Sharp going to, especially somebody who's won a Super Bowl, who's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, how does he relate to the everyday worker who is sitting there just crying every Sunday because he had his heart ripped out?
Right.
Hey, the other thing, too, he's a former Raven. Yes. Might be a little bias in there.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Blues are Raven for what, a year and a half, 2 years?
At least 2 years.
Yeah.
He's featured heavily in that Baltimore 30 for 30. Personally, I like Shannon Sharp a lot. He was actually he's kind of like what I said about Hakeem Olajuwon last week.
Yeah.
I personally think Shannon Sharp is my all-time tight end because he can do it all. He was a great blocker. He won Super Bowls with 2 different teams. John Elway never won a Super Bowl without him. Terrell Davis always gets that argument. Shannon Sharp was a great two-way tight end.
I don't disagree.
Great.
I don't know, but I'd have to look into that a little bit more before I put him on my all-time list as the tight end.
But kind of when I make my team, though, this is how I personally do it. I'm going, this is who I'm going to put on the field to go win the game.
So who do you think? Would you put Tony Gonzalez ahead of him?
I probably would, yeah.
See, I wouldn't because I know I can be a more balanced offense, I believe, with Shannon Sharp because of his blocking ability.
Shannon Sharp, I think he'd be better in today's game than Gonzalez. Because of his speed.
I don't know. I mean, Gonzalez was
great. We're sitting splitting hairs here, 248-539-9797. Here's Chris.
They have a WXYT HD1 Detroit. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Sports headlines from the Planet Fitness Studio. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by Cars for Kids. Head coach Dan Campbell jumping on with Mike and John last hour to talk about the Lions as they get ready for the NFC Championship game. Three-time Pro Bowler Zach Ertz was added to the practice squad yesterday, so they were wondering what exactly is the plan for the veteran playmaker.
We'll see. Look, here's what we do know. He's played a lot of football. There's things that he does well, and it's just a matter of we wanted to get him here to see if it's something that we can use in this game. Do we carry these three tight ends, he being one of them? As we start to really look at San Francisco, what do we think our best matchups are, and can we use him?
Coach also said that they have to play their best game if they want to beat the 49ers on Sunday. Tickets for the Lions Sunday watch party at Ford Field, they are gone. Sold out in hours after they were made available to the public yesterday afternoon. Over 20,000 expected to be on hand to watch the NFC Championship game versus San Francisco. Also a third straight loss for the Pistons. The Bucks took them down in 2 of the last 3 at the LCA. Last night's was a 122-113 final, dropping Detroit's home record to 2-20. And a 70-point night elsewhere in the NBA. Joel Embiid dropping that number on the Spurs with 18 rebounds, 5 assists, insane stat line, scoring more than half of Philly's 133 points in their win. Embiid is also at 35 points per game right now, but Hoops Hype noting that Embiid is actually currently averaging more points per minute than Wilt Chamberlain did when he averaged 50 a game back in 1962. From the Corwell Health Sports Desk, I'm Chris Villar. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket and Odyssey.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Stoney and Jansen on 97.1 The Ticket.
Thank you very much, Chris. 248-539-9797. Dan Campbell at 9:35. We were talking about what's the biggest story nationally of the Final Four, the playoffs thus far. And the reason we're talking about it is because Shannon Sharpe says it's Lamar Jackson. And look, it's a great story. There's no doubt about it. But it's not the one playoff win since 1957 gone away. And the fact that a team that's only been in one NFC Championship game, and that was back in January of 1992, a team that's never sniffed the Super Bowl, let alone win it. That, to me, coupled with the fact where they took this team from it, the roster was awful, the Patricia era was done, 3-13 in 1 year, 9-8 last year after a 1-6 start, and where they are this year, to me, that's the story. And if you even want to be more myopic, and I will, representing a fan base where, except for college stuff, all 4 teams for the last decade have basically sucked. I mean, that has to be involved in the mind as well, right?
Yeah, and I think when I was on the holiday break there, I sent a text, and I don't know if you brought it up to Jim Costa, that since 2000, the Detroit area has suffered more losses. And not just the past decade.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about since 2000, this century.
Right.
It has been the worst sports town in terms of losses. They have suffered more losses between the Red Wings, the Pistons, the Lions, and the Tigers than any other city in the United States of America.
And that includes a team, the Pistons, who won 1 championship, went to the finals, 6 straight times to the Final Four. The Red Wings won a Stanley Cup this century and went to the finals the following year as well.
Tigers went to the World Series.
Actually, the Red Wings won 2 Stanley Cups this century, 2002 and...
That's how bad it's been, especially over the past decade.
Yes. And the Tigers, they had some success this century.
Right, yeah, so eventually.
They also had 2 seasons under 50 wins.
Right. Right. Let's go to Josh in Allen Park. What's up, Josh?
Hey guys, how's it going?
It's going good. Thank you.
I just had a comment because it's crazy to me how Lamar can be the biggest NFL storyline this season when we heard the narrative over and over when the Ravens made the playoffs, like, oh, Lamar's a QB, should he not be, and it's crazy because he goes 0-3, never makes it, so the storyline drops. But this season, since he finally wins one, he's the biggest story in the NFL. Meanwhile, you have the Lions, and we all know the story, like, never been to an NFC Championship game, never won a home playoff game, and that somehow gets below the Lamar storyline. So that's just, I had to comment on that. That's just crazy.
Well, that's just one person's opinion, that's Shannon Sharpe, because the other 2 people on the panel, so to speak, Dan Orlovsky and Stephen A. Smith, and they all said it's the Lions. And most people believe it's the Lions, and the Lions are America's team right now. They are. The problem is, as we are in any society, if this continues for the next few years, you're going to get I'm sick of Dan Campbell, the great stuff. Not from here locally. I'm talking about national. Because, a lot of people get sick of Patrick Mahomes. A lot of people got sick of Tom Brady. Success and dominance breeds contempt.
We can handle that problem.
Oh, we can.
Yeah.
Damn right. I mean, we were Red Wing fans. The Red Wings they were hated because they were so freaking dominant.
Yeah, you got to get there though.
Yeah,
you got to get there. You got to be that team that can get to the highest level and remain there. That's the next challenge. The challenge is you got to get there first.
Correct. All right, so we have this magical run, and hopefully it's not a magic trick and will disappear after this season. We know the history. Let me ask you this. Besides the 0-16 season, what's the low water mark for this franchise since the last time they played for a chance to go to the 248-539-97-97?
So I think at the top of most people's lists, I'm just going to state the obvious. It's Barry walking away. That's got to be the lowest point. And is it the lowest point because other than the 0-16, or is it just simply because of the struggles that this area, this fan base has perceived with ownership? Like that, it is, the ownership that basically drove Barry away. It's the ownership that basically drove Calvin away. 2 Hall of Famers. One of them, maybe the best at what he did of all time.
Sure.
Correct. Yep. And you're looking at it going, that's got to be the low water mark.
Yeah. For me, and it's also cliche, very basic, very simple, it's the hiring of Matt Millen. They went outside the box and it didn't work, and the worst part about it was they extended. And what that M did was hire 3 M's in a row to coach his team, Morningweg, Mariucci, and Marinelli, and they all failed miserably.
Yeah, and I mean, we can argue which M was the worst.
I think Mariucci was the most disappointing.
Well, yeah, sure, most disappointing, yeah, because he was such a likable guy, and he was a guy you thought that could come in here and
sell you a car,
be charismatic, right, and do everything you needed to do to win the games, or at least sell the fan base on it. But
he's good friend Tom Izzo?
Yeah. Where you go, high school? But for me, it's like Morningweg. Like that is the one to me that you take the win, you do all of that stuff, you ride out of training camp on your Harley, you ride in, you ride out on your Harley. It's like that to me seems so staged.
But that roster was so bad that even, I don't know, any coach could have salvaged that. He was bad, believe me. But Mariucci had some chops, and you thought that he'd be able to turn it around. And
no.
248-539-97-97. Let's go to Dave in Livonia. What's up, Dave?
Her mom, she said, love you.
Hey, Tony and Jess, how you guys doing?
Good.
So, first-time caller. For me, it was the last year of the Patricia regime.
Plus, we'll be going back the way we just came.
Caldwell. Then they bring in this guy who's supposed to be the Patriot way, rocket scientist.
Yeah, call it right now.
We're supposed to have snow all day long.
Yeah.
That's what it says on the weather thing.
I thought it was supposed to be rain after, noon.
Well, let me look again here. Oh, I can't get you back up. No, it says from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. it says snow.
Yikes.
I know. That sounds like accumulation to me.
Yeah, but it's supposed to get warmer, so I would imagine it's gonna...
That's what they're talking about on Kelly and Mark right now. about how it's supposed to be like 50 by the end of the week.
Yeah. So I'm hoping it's gone quick.
Yeah, I hope so too. I don't want you having to do that storm stuff.
Oh yeah, well.
It keeps you out too long.
It keeps me with big checks.
I know you like the money, but keeps you away from me too long, honey.
Rick? What? What do you always say? What do you always say?
Need the money.
Need the money.
If you don't work,
Don't
you
get
don't
paid.
get paid.
That's right.
If you don't eat your meat, you can't have any pudding.
We're heading to the yard right now just to fill
Gas in the truck?
Yeah, fill up and then just waste time.
Right.
Figured it.
So, are the storm people out today?
Yes,
They are.
but there's not that many outages, so
Right.
they said 99.5%.
Have power already?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
So I don't think they're gonna be calling us.
No, I highly doubt it.
The rest of us, anyway.
Yeah, so it must be nice to get out and drive around.
Yeah, just better than sitting in that office and trying to look busy.
Looking for something to do, yeah. I know. Is that what you're gonna have to do, like, for the whole month of February?
No, I think it's gonna be within the next couple of weeks. I think we're gonna be going.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's if we don't get any snow.
Yeah, they'll slow it down, but we'll still have jobs because they're starting to
So
get starting to.
it's not snowing out right now?
No, it's more of a rainy slush.
Oh.
It's a little slick right now, but not too bad.
Gotcha.
Just gotta be
Oh,
careful.
bother. Should I put makeup on today?
No.
I didn't think so. Oh, that zit on my chin. It's going away. But it got so painful. I heard you guys this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I stayed in my spot though. I've had to pee ever since then. I still haven't got nothing gone.
Well, it's about time.
I know. Especially now. Well, never mind.
Plus, I didn't.
My stomach's been gurgling. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I left the toilet. Skid
Here?
Toilet skid marks.
You did.
Yeah. You might want to stay away from that.
Well, I'll be the one that has to clean them down.
Well, if you let it just simmer for another couple hours, I'm sure it'll be.
It might just go down.
Yeah, it'll just be.
I can use my bidet, my squirt bottle, and squirt hot water on it. That's what I do with mine. That way I don't have to put cleaner in there.
Well, it's good that we're discussing it on Rick's video.
I know.
Yeah, so we'll probably just go back the way we just came.
Yeah.
Are you taking the fast way?
Nope.
No.
You're taking the slow way?
We're taking no bad.
No, now won't they say something to you about it?
No.
Why did you take that way?
They don't pay attention to where we're. They might check and
But I
see
thought-
where they might check and see where we're at, but they
Yeah.
won't. They won't watch to see which direction I go.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know because they did before.
For what?
No, going that way.
No, nobody's ever said anything to me about that.
Oh, that was your rule.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just get tired of it.
I know. I don't blame you a bit. Speed limit's so friggin' slow.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna make some coffee and I gotta clean the cat litter
Good idea.
and go to the bathroom and call my mom. Although that's not till 10.
We're driving to Kercheval.
Have you ever heard of Cohocton, Michigan?
No.
Me either. It's 40 miles north of Ann Arbor. Cohocton.
And why are you...
The caller in. That's where she's from.
Gotcha.
Gotta finish Ted Lasso one of these days.
Yeah,
I let so much time go in between it. I'm on season 3, like season 3, episode 3.
It's good. The last
You know, I
episode
keep
is just very, very uplifting.
Is it emotional?
Yeah, kinda.
Well, the episodes are short, but they have like 20 of them
Yeah,
per season, so
exactly.
it's like 10 regular episodes. I need my allergy medicine. It's what I need. What you swearing about, Willis?
Just yawning. Because I'm tired.
A big yawn.
I'd like to just stay in bed.
I know. I don't blame you. It's cold out of bed. It's so cold. I just got out and I'm freezing. Especially in my room. It's about 10 degrees colder in here than it is anywhere else. That's because the bathroom door's shut. That's where most of the heat comes from.
Yeah. That also comes where all the smell comes from.
Oh, yeah. We don't want that. Did we lose cable last night?
No.
Oh, because mine was on, like, the Wi-Fi, like, I had to reconnect it to Wi-Fi.
I haven't. It didn't with me. I worked fine this morning. In the living room.
Oh. Must have just been a fluke. Alright. I gotta get on the toilet.
Alright.
I love you.
Love you.
You guys be careful out there, okay?
Oh yeah.
Promise?
Promised.
Because we have the four-wheel on.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good, because there's going to be icy patches all over the place.
Yeah.
Alright. I love you guys.
Love you.
Okay, bye for now.
Bye.
Hi. Bye, Rick.
The low water mark for the Lions when they went
We
after
haven't
the job
started the black
of a
truck in 2
non-threat,
weeks.
was Valenti because he was realistic in his observations
Yeah,
of
we
Lions.
haven't
management.
started it in 2 weeks.
That's true or not, Ivan?
True.
Lowest point for me was when we were good enough to win our division with Stafford and a stacked team, but he couldn't get help. He couldn't help us to win one of the final 4 games. So glad to see him get traded, and we got Goff.
Well, that was the 16 season when they started 9-4 and then lost out and lost the playoff.
Was that the year he hurt his finger too?
Yeah, but I actually think it was 2 years before that. That's actually mine. It was the end of 14 when they went to Lambeau and both teams were 11-4 and they had a chance to win the North. And they didn't that day, and Stafford played pretty bad, and it was just clear you were never going to beat Aaron Rodgers to me. And Stu was gone after that, and they actually went on. They lost the playoff game to Dallas. You'd like to see that game play out without that picking up of the flag.
Right.
But they did. The Lions had the last 2 games of that season, and then into 15, they went 1-9 in that stretch.
Yeah.
And it just became clear to me that they're going to have to move on from Stafford. Well, it took them 5 more weeks.
And they had a chance in that game after the ridiculous call to, because Stafford, had a chance at the end. They couldn't do anything. And also, after that play when Jim Caldwell decided to punt, Sam Martin shanked him like he did on Sunday.
Yeah, well, at least had an excuse this time. They had a sore hand.
Right. Matt Millen getting renewed, drafting Okudah, the ineptitude that caused the NFL to seriously consider taking our Thanksgiving